folks, welcome back to the series. In this episode, we're setting up the foundation for our JRPG project in Godot 4. We already created a new project in episode 1, so make sure you check that out. I'll have the card up on the top right for you here shortly. Let's see, we need to, next create our folder structure, right? Tweak some project settings, and we'll also set up our input actions so that we don't have to do that later. So let's dive in. First thing that we want to do is make a nice clean folder structure. Alright, so what we're going to do is down here in the bottom left in this file system, we have this folder here, this RES folder. RES stands for resources. That's going to hold everything for your project. We're going to go ahead and right click on that, go to create new, and then choose folder. In this folder, we're going to create an assets folder, and we're also going to go to right click, create new. We're going to create a scenes folder. Right click, create new folder. We're going to create a scripts folder. Now, because this is a JRPG and not the platformer that we did before, which if you want to check out, if you're really new and you want to do something small to get your feet wet, I'll have that card linked here shortly as well in the bottom right, or in the top right corner again, sorry. But because this is a JRPG and not the platformer, we're going to be doing the folders a little bit differently. Okay, so what we're going to do is click our assets folder. And this is going to hold all our models, textures, audio, and UI. So right click on that audio folder, and we're going to start creating new folders. One for models, one for textures, audio, and UI. Now, you may not see anything happening right away, but if you look at the assets folder, you're now going to see this drop down arrow right here. If you click it, then you're going to see all the files that you just created, right? Our audio is naturally going to hold our background music and sound effects, so we can actually create a folder for that right now in our audio folder. So BGM, background music, create a new folder for SFX, sound effects, right? Our models folder is going to have a couple folders in it. One for the characters, one for the environment, and probably one for props too. We'll see. I haven't really dived into the assets folders that we're going to use, so if there's a separate thing where we need to divide out like props and stuff, then we'll do that too. So for right now, we'll just go ahead and do this. All right, now these three folders, right? So these are going to be characters, enemies, and the players. I am going to create a folder for the enemies. I am going to create a folder for the players inside of the character folder, right? So your assets folder should, in theory, if you're following along exactly like me, look like this. Okay. In the next video, when we import assets, our environments, will probably add some folders to that. That way we can keep all the environments separate. For example, if we look at our folders here, right, we have dungeons, we have furniture, Halloween stuff, medieval stuff, restaurants, skeletons, whole bunch of stuff from this from these K kits, and I'll pull up the link here shortly in the next episode as well, so you guys know where to get that. Our textures is going to hold just that, our textures. We won't really have to break those up, probably because from the looks of it, just a quick look, the textures are just a single file with all the colors on it, so we won't have to really divide that up. They'll already be labeled. It looks like they're already going to be labeled. For example, this one I just showed is labeled dungeon texture. All right, in our scenes folder, we're going to create some folders as well. So we're going to create a characters folder, and we won't really need, because these are going to be scenes that are used in the game, we won't need to add any extra folders to that characters folder, because we'll be labeling them based on what they are, so they'll already be named. We're going to have a world folder, which is going to have all our world scenes in there, towns, the world map, all that stuff. We're going to have a UI folder for the UI scenes. We're going to have a battle folder for all the battle scenes. And now in our scripts folder, what we're going to have is our characters. So that's going to have all our systems for the characters in it. So we'll have in this one, we're going to create a folder for the player. That way all the players' scripts are separate from the enemy. Anything that has to do with the player is going to go in there. All the enemy stuff, that can go right here in the main one, in the main characters folder. All right, and then we're going to have a separate systems folder. So that's going to be things like the dialogue, the inventory, stuff like that. We're going to have a folder for the UI, so that doesn't get mixed up in there, and a folder for the battles. All right, this structure will grow with us. We might add some changes, add some new ones to it, so for right now, this will get us going though. If not every folder makes sense yet, don't worry. We will be using them all and probably more later on. Next thing we're going to be going over are some project settings. So let's go up to project up here at the top. We're going to go to project settings. In our display general tab, in our display, we're going to click on window. We're going to make sure our viewport height, make sure it's 1280. So if you need to read yours, probably first, if it's the first time, yours probably looks like this. Change the width to 1280 and change the height to 720. Okay. Let's see what else. We want scale mode and aspect should be keep. Stretch mode should be viewport. Let's see if there's anything else. So stretch mode, viewport, and then the aspect should be keep, right? And then I think that's it for right now. If we need to make any changes after our first couple previews, then we will. But that's going to be good for now. All right. Come over to the next tab, the input map, and you'll see I already have some here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these. I'm going to show you how to create them. All right. So the input map is going to be what the inputs are that control your game. Players will use to control your character and the game, play the game. So what we have here is first this little bar right here, the add new action. What we're going to do is we're going to type in move _up, and you can either press enter on your keyboard or press this add button, and you're going to see that it pops up right here under actions. There's no actions tied to it yet. We'll be doing that in just a few minutes. Let's go ahead and get the rest of our actions created though. We're going to move down and then move left. And you don't see me pressing the add button because I'm just pressing enter and it's putting them down there. We're going to need an interact. We're going to need a confirm. We're going to need a, what else do we need? We're going to need a cancel button. Let's see. What else do we need? So it's a JRPG. We need move. We need up and down, left, right movement, interact, confirm, cancel. We're also going to probably need something to bring up the main menu. So we're going to say, not main menu, we're going to say menu. Menu. And then we're going to say probably pause, even though really you don't need to pause JRPGs, so maybe not. Maybe they don't want the time running, right, elapsing, passing by. So we'll just add it anyways. If we don't use it, we don't use it. It's no big deal. All right. So what we're going to do next is, next to each of these, we're going to press it and press this plus sign. And then, so we're going to start with move up, right? And we press the plus sign. And now this next one is we're configuring the event. What it's doing is it's listening for us to press a key on the keyboard. So with this being move up, if I press the up arrow, you'll see that it recognizes that I pressed the up arrow. And we're just going to press OK. And then for down, we're going to go ahead and press the down arrow. For left, the left arrow. For right, the right arrow. Now, interact, confirm, cancel, menu, pause, right? Cancel is going to be our default escape, right? That's fine. Not pause. Why did it put it under pause? It should not have put it under pause. I'm going to try this again. Cancel is going to be our default escape. There we go. All right. And that's going to be that. Now, interact, I'm going to make the space bar. No, I'm not. I'm going to make it the enter key. But not that if you're on a keyboard, I'm not pressing the enter key on the number pad. I'm pressing the enter key on the main keyboard. And here's why. I'm going to show you the difference. If I press the enter key on the 10 key number pad, you're going to see it says keypad enter. Okay? If I'm controlling with the arrows, that's kind of a stretch for my pinky, right? And if you do it, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about, right? But if I press the enter key with my fingers on the arrows on the main keyboard, it's just a quick quick jump there and back, right? So I'm going to use that one on the main keyboard. That's the enter key right above the shift key. And I'm going to press OK. Confirm is going to be the space bar. Now, the menu and the pause button. So pause, I'm going to just go simple, all right? I'm going to go P key, right? The menu, probably just go with the M key right above the space bar, right? Since menu starts with M, and just call it a day. All right. That's going to be that. You could also do something like you assign the number keys to it if you wanted to. Just keep in mind that as you're publishing your games, you're going to want to make sure you remember and write down what these are in the instructions so all the players know, right? You can also, if you wanted to, you can add more than one. So if you wanted to connect a controller to it, you could do that. If you wanted to add a secondary movement, so maybe if I wanted to add the W, right, as move up, then I could do that as well. But this will be fine for what we need for right now. So we can go ahead and press close. Close. All right. Let's see. Trying to see what else we're gonna need. I think that's it for this video. We're already at 14 minutes. I want to try to keep these between 15 and 20 minutes. Try not to go too far over 20 minutes. So we're going to call in this video. So that's it. Now we've got clean project folders that are ready to go. Input set up for our future adventures. In episode 3, we're going to dive into importing our assets, models, textures, all the good stuff, and make sure that they play nicely with Godot 4. I will see you there. Remember, keep building, keep learning. I'll see you in the next video.